Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the May 4th, 2023 Police and Public Safety Committee meeting. I'm going to begin by taking attendance. I have Councilmember Brennan, Supervisor Puccioni, myself, Lieutenant Joe Twitty, Lieutenant Todd Frenier, Town Attorney Finnan, Fire Chief 1 Dale Lingenfelter, Comptroller Greenwood, Gene Fody. Did I miss anyone else? Okay. To begin this meeting, I'm going to need a motion to accept the April 6, 2023 minutes.
Motion.
Is there a second? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? And that carries. Operationally, our officers are going to continue to focus on traffic engagement schedule, prioritizing Route 7. We continually deploy grant-funded overtime details to this location. I'm going to touch on it later, but I might as well bring it up now. The town supervisor and myself did a joint letter to New York State DOT requesting that they do a further analysis into our section of Route 7. Folks have seen in the news recently, we had a severe accident there the other day. This has happened before in the past. And unfortunately, we've had too many folks that have been either seriously hurt or even unfortunately have passed because of crashes in this location throughout that section of Route 7. And we're doing everything we can to prioritize it and make sure that we're exercising all of our options with regards to New York State DOT to look for traffic calming measures for that area. Our officers continue to assist with crossing guard details. The good news is Barb McIntosh is going to return May 15th. She is cleared for duty and she will be out there soon, returning to her families and kids that she loves. Detective Munger is working to create a Niskayuna vulnerable person registry through the police department website. This is ongoing. I anticipate it being pushed out by the end of this month. And just for folks that don't know what this is, again, this is going to be a registry system to give pertinent information for any of our vulnerable residents, regardless of age or needs, to give us further information regarding if we need to locate them if they go missing, or if we need to respond to their house and there's needs on how our response would benefit their particular needs. So it's going to be a good initiative once we get it up and going. Fleet and equipment, we're waiting on the new 604 to be put in service. Lieutenant Frenier and myself went over today. They're putting the finishing touches hopefully on this, and then we're hoping within the next week or so for it to be completed, to be put out. Our equipment committee has made some recommendations specifically to looking into Halligan bars. As we sort of move forward with what's going on in the current unfortunate instance that we've seen nationwide, sometimes we need to have the ability to get into rooms and areas that we may not have keys for. And it's something that we're going to look to potentially purchase and put in each one of our cars to have on hand. I was hoping that Chief Lingenfelter could help coordinate some good training for our department members, because obviously the fire department is very familiar with those tools because they use them on a regular basis. And we'll be looking to do that hopefully in the near future. Our department is looking to get quotes for new collapsible batons and generators. Both of these items were budgeted for 2023. We're just going to look for some updated quotes on them to make sure they're still in the same ballpark for what we had anticipated to spend on them. And then lastly, under fleet and equipment, we recently realized that our night sights on our department issued pistols are coming at the end of their life expectancy for, they glow, they're true glow sights. And we're purchasing those and replacing them on all of the weapons that we have. So we'll be doing that moving forward. For building, our locker room urinal is broken. Charlie is aware of it. He's waiting on some parts. But I think it's something we need to continue discussion about moving for the 2024 budget to look for some upgrades to our locker rooms. It's not something we generally give in the general tour of the Niskayuna Police Department, but when the building was built, even the locker sizes don't fit a uniform on a hanger and even a gun belt. A lot of our officers, we have to, hang things on racks that we've sort of assembled on the side. A lot of the toilets, the faucets, the shower, it's all original. The piping in the shower is something we need to look at because it leaks. So I think with something for 2024, we need to look at budgeting to do some upgrades for our members. The fencing and the wall around the rear of the department, the brick wall was collapsing, and we thank the highway department for taking it down at the end of last year. I only put this back on because I was speaking with Superintendent Ray Smith several weeks ago now about we need to come up with a plan for the type of fencing that we want to put on the backside and what it's going to look like, and then sort of look to start pricing it out and installing it. Training. Our department's going to be conducting department-wide range training May 24th through 25th. Again, I put this out for community members to hear via this meeting because when we do range training, there are gunshots involved. We do live training on our range. So during May 24th and 25th, there may be live fire that you hear if you're in the area of where our range is, which is down towards the river. So just as an FYI for community residents or people that are sensitive to those things, animals that are sensitive to those things, the 24th and 25th of May is when we anticipate doing that. Our department is taking training on officer safety specific to ambush awareness and preparation through our Police One Academy. Detective Munger and Officer Wyman and they're there right now, are currently attending the New York State Child Passenger Safety Technical Conference in Lake Placid. This is a grant-funded training through the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee. It's a good time. I've been to it before. Get a lot of good networking and some up-to-date training on the current safety equipment for our children that we install in our vehicles. Officer Mara was supposed to be attending the National Association of School Resource Officers training. This was on last month's agenda. Unfortunately, it was canceled. And so we're going to be looking for a new date for this training, hopefully in the near future. Officer Douse continues to progress through field training. Good reports so far. Citizen correspondence, ongoing. Again, I said this previously. Myself and Supervisor Puccioni put out a letter to New York State DOT regarding Route 7 traffic safety concerns. The letter outlined the number of fatalities over the past 3 years and requested analysis as to traffic calming measures. We're going to continue to follow up with them. As well as Complete Streets. We've spoken with Bill Chapman and Laura Robertson about this as well, and we're going to look to get some traffic calming measures, hopefully for that area of Route 7. New, Norman Dutcher requested a radar sign on Grand Boulevard to monitor speeding concerns. As we move into the springtime, not just because of Mr. Dutcher, but just in general, obviously people are going a little bit faster, right? As the weather gets warmer, people tend to go a little bit faster. So our officers are aware of that. But specific to Mr. Dutcher, I have spoken with Detective Munger, and he's going to hopefully get that sign set up through the highway department coming up here soon so we can get some data. Michael Fredette was requesting attention to the area of Knott Street due to traffic safety concerns. We had a crash there a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago now, and I think that drew the attention of sort of those cross streets. I have spoken with some of the safety coordinators for Schenectady County because that is a county road, just like Route 7 is a state road, and they're going to be looking to do some striping at the intersections with Knott Street to hopefully draw attention to where folks should be stopping and yielding, because we found that the majority of crashes, I mean, the vast majority of crashes that are occurring in that area are specific to folks that are not yielding right away coming off the side streets onto Knott Street. So hopefully we're going to get some stop bars and some better signage there to sort of enhance that area for people to pay attention as they attempt to navigate coming onto Knott Street off of the side streets. A late addition, Miss Marta Aguilar from North Allendale is requesting a stop sign on the corner. It's actually the northeast corner of Becker at North Allendale. There is no current signage there. I think it's something that the committee should definitely look to advance. Any roadway that's going onto another roadway, North Allendale is somewhat heavily trafficked over for that neighborhood. And I think we should consider at a minimum continuing the conversation. And I'm going to have Detective Munger put out a traffic counter to get some data for that area as well, so we can understand how many cars are actually traversing over there. Town events, Coffee with a Cop. Again, it's at the Senior Center. I'm there the third Tuesday of every month. I encourage everyone to stop by that has availability to do so. It's a great conversation and a great time. Starbucks, we had our last event. It was very successful. Amazing response from Target. They basically told us they would give us coffee every day to set up a table and come do it. But the next event's going to be June 15th at 1 p.m. And I wanted to thank everybody who attended, but specifically Sergeant Chris Henry for his continued work to coordinate this event. Drug Take Back Day was April 22nd. Again, thank you to the DEA and NCAP for their continued support of the program, and also to the students of BASE for who were there to volunteer on Earth Day and did some Earth Day cleanup behind the library in between taking drugs back in. We were able to collect a total of 7 boxes, which equals 150 pounds of unused medications. Thank you to Lieutenant Twitty for coordinating this event, and can't say enough good things about the fact that we're able to take these medications and safely dispose of them for our residents and community members. Niskuna SEPTA Meet a First Responder event is going to be May 6th at Niskuna Town Hall from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is something that you have to register through SEPTA for. If anybody has any questions about it or wants to reach out, we can direct you as to where to go for that. Lieutenant Twitty is going to be there with all of his smiles, ready to rock. He's coordinating this event, so thank you to him for doing so. The Pedal Paddle Run event is May 13th of this year. Again, we're continuing to coordinate for this event. That is an annual event with Schenectady County. We have a bike rodeo coming up with the Niskuna Public Library at Town Hall on May 13th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Officer Josh Wyman is going to be there to assist with the rodeo and safety training. We also have helmets, helmet fitting, a lot of good safety information for our young bicyclists. So please, if you know somebody, direct them to come out. I believe that's also a registered event. We have to register for that as well. Is that correct, Todd? Oh, you can just show? Okay. But that information is through our Facebook, and it's through Schenectady County that they're actually doing it through the library system. So you can find that information out there as well. And then lastly, under town events, Niska Day is May 20th. We're looking forward to another successful Niska Day this year. Town clerk, I didn't receive anything from the town clerk. We are still working on the dangerous dog contract. Just as a follow-up, I know we talked about it in the last committee meeting. I did reach out to Saratoga SPCA to see if they had availability, and they actually don't contract outside of their county with any municipalities. So we're going to continue to talk to Montgomery County. I'm still waiting to hear back from them about whether or not they can move off of their initial proposal of the $8,000 retainer for the dangerous dog contract. Court issues. I didn't receive anything from the courts. Fire departments. Chief, do you have anything?
No, just participate in all the town events.
All the town events? Yep. Yeah. When I speak about the town events and I talk about it as if it's just the Niskuna Police Department, I apologize. It's all of our emergency services that are a part of that, including District 1 and District 2 and everything else, because it takes all of us to make sure we have safe, happy, and healthy events. So we appreciate our fire departments as well. The school district, we're still having ongoing discussions with the district safety team regarding the installation of Knox boxes for key access. Hopefully that's going to be happening here soon. Our Niskuna Cops and Kids Reading Program continues in our elementary schools, Glencliff this month. We have 59 total completed or scheduled through the end of May, and it's been nothing but a success. Great feedback. I have teachers constantly reaching out to me saying nothing but positive things about having our officers there and answering some of the difficult questions of second and third graders. So we're excited about that.
They do ask for play dates. So
they ask for play dates. Yeah. Well, they're welcome to come have a play date at the Niskuna Police Department whenever they would like. So thank you again to Lieutenant Frenny for continuing to coordinate those events. Bus Patrol, we're working on a contract. Myself, Town Attorney Finnan, Comptroller Greenwood, and the Niskuna Central School District are waiting to, I think we just recently received the sample contract, the piggyback contract from Dutchess County. We're going to review that, continue those discussions and move that project forward. But I just want to thank everybody who came out in support of this. This is awesome. We had great community feedback. I think the town supervisor said it in the meeting. It was probably the most productive public hearing in conversation that we'd ever had before and that I've ever been a part of. And also thank you to Superintendent Mamanthe and Assistant Superintendent Matt Leon for coming out and speaking in support of that as well. I think it's important that we continue not only having partnerships together, but being able to support each other in those partnerships publicly. I think that's awesome. So I appreciate them being here for that. Personnel, our department is canvassing the new civil service test. This is continuing to go. We are going to look, I've reserved 2 spots for the academy. Hopefully we're going to have 1, if not 2 candidates that we'll be able to potentially move forward with and propose for the town board to vote on for that class. We continue to review potential lateral candidates. Please, if you know somebody out there that is a police officer and they're looking to potentially change the venue that they work at, send them our way. More than willing to have them do ride-alongs and have conversations about what we can do for them and hopefully what they can do for our community back as a Niskuna Police Department officer. Officer Derek Breslin's probationary period is complete as of June 19th. So traditionally we put these resolutions for permanent appointment on prior to the expiration of the probationary period. I have nothing but good things to say about Officer Breslin's work, his attitude, the things he's done to complement our police department and our community. So I'm very proud of him for coming here and doing great work for our agency and our community. We're looking to create a countywide civilian police academy. This was something that Chief Clifford from Schenectady had approached all of the agencies about. Obviously, he's a bigger agency, so he has the resources to sort of spearhead something like this. And we're going to be looking to coordinate it with them at Zone 5. What we would basically contribute is the ability to A, promote the fact that we're a part of Civilian Police Academy, and B, provide instructors to support that Civilian Police Academy. For folks that don't know what a Civilian Police Academy is, it's a great outreach for folks that want to come and they want to understand what policing looks like. The things that we go through, the stresses that we go through, the technology we have, all the above. And it's an incredible outreach mechanism. It was mentioned through police reform, through the implementation process. And I think that this could be a joint venture for all of the local agencies to participate in and really get our community out and see what we do and build relationships and conversations. So it could be awesome. And that's really all I have for today. Does anybody else have anything else that they need to discuss or talk about? No? Okay. The only the only resolution I had was about a tentative resolution about potentially putting police officers on for the June class at the zone. And with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Do I have a second? All those in favor? Are there any opposed? All right. And with that, that concludes our meeting. Our next meeting is scheduled for June 8th, 2023 at 3:30 p.m. So thank you so much for everybody who attended.